Don't push me out of the frame, Darrin. Freaking monster. Let me get in close, dude.
I told him, I was like, I remember him. He's like 3/4 this table wide.
Yeah, he's like, dude, we're gonna have to do something because he's big.
No, I'm an old man, and when you get old, you kind of shrink, I guess.
Hey, thanks for coming on the show, Darrin.
Yes, I love it. Anything for you, brother?
Yep. Awesome, man.
And you.
That's good.
Dude, tell everybody what
Not a whole lot of notes here.
No.
You don't have a
I
lot of shit
mostly
to ask
here.
me.
Tell
I
everybody
can't
what
cuss,
you did,
right?
man. You can.
Oh,
You
you
can.
Can I? Okay.
Tell everybody what you did, man.
Oh.
You don't have to go way back, but just to get
I'm going to go way back.
Okay.
I'm going to go back as far as when I joined the Air Force.
Yes.
Yes. 1985. I joined the Air Force
I was
right
10.
out of high school. And I waited to the Super Bowl that year. That's when the Super Bowl was in January.
You're a Niners fan, aren't you?
Yep. Die hard. I know. Hey, they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
That's my excuse. Forever. They're rebuilding.
So you waited for the Super Bowl.
Well, back then it was the last week of January. Now it's the first week of February. But yeah,
It is,
I waited for the Super Bowl. So I went in basically back in February of, my gosh, 85. That's a long time ago. But yeah. And I joined and my birthday, I'm born in February, so my birthday was while I was in basic training. Didn't even realize it till like halfway through that day.
So
that's my birthday. Yes.
So did you turn 19 or turn 18?
19.
19, okay.
19 in basic training. My first base was, of course, I got assigned to heavy, I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Bombardment specialist or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I got stationed. My first assignment was in Wichita Falls.
Yep.
And when I went to school, and then straight to Dias from there.
You didn't go to?
Oh, actually, no, Castle.
Did you go to Chanute for tech school, or did you did all your tech school at Wichita Falls?
My whole school was in Wichita Falls. Just one school. Straight to Castle, which was 2 hours from home.
Wow.
So I really never left home. And God, I used to go home on the weekends.
I know how that is, dude.
I used to go home during the week.
Yeah.
I mean, in the middle of the week, I would go home. Mom would cook something, and I would leave at 4 in the morning and head back to.
It's nice, right?
Yes. Yes. So yeah, that was good for someone just leaving home for the first time. However, I was a little older.
Yeah.
But yeah, I left home for the first time then. Then Castle closed. I had a choice of going to Minot, Ellsworth, or I could have went. I guess I could have went to Louisiana, Barstow. Mm-hmm. To work. The B2 is when that was coming out.
They were going to B2. The Barstow is going to have B2s first.
Well, no, that was it was in the planning.
Oh, okay.
And it was a thing that you could have gone there, and that would have been your FSC, I guess.
Got you.
But I decided to come to Dias, and it was funny because some of the guys I worked with at Castle told me that you probably won't like Dias, but you'll probably never leave. And here I am.
You're still here.
Here I am. It is so true.
Yeah.
It's so true because it's a good place to raise your kids.
It is a good town, man.
Good place to raise your kids, and it's a big difference. And then, let's see, 10 years there with you.
Yep.
I got some stories of you. But anyway, 10 years there, and I left, and I didn't even have a retirement ceremony, man.
Dude, I did the same thing. Quiet exit.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was out the
Quiet
door.
exit, man.
And the thing with me is I didn't, I don't like that kind of stuff either. I didn't even like this kind of stuff, but hey, I'm here. I just don't do well with these things. And so anyway, I left.
You think you would have cried, dude?
I don't even know. I probably would have. But the only reason I left is because Sharpus, Senior Master Sergeant Sharpus at the time.
At the time, yeah.
So he told me, dude, you're gonna have to be a flight chief. Because I had never done flight chief. I was always pro soup. I was always, I went from crew chief to driving.
Yeah.
What was it? Bat 9? Bat 8? Bat 9?
You were 9.
Bat 9?
Mm-hmm.
And then
8? 9?
I can't even remember now.
8.
Bat 8.
8 was the
Yeah.
expediter truck.
8. Because 9 was the guy that
No,
sat
no,
inside
the crew chief.
Oh,
The
the
guy
You
who
truck.
drove
drove.
12. You drove the
Bat
12.
12.
Yeah.
Bat
You drove the 12 truck.
Then I went
Super
to,
8,
yeah. So I went
You're
from
the
there to
expediter as well.
expediter.
Yep.
Then I went to expediter. That's fine. That was cool. And then that was an awesome job. Then I went to Pro Soup.
Pro Soup,
after
dude.
that.
Yep.
And Pro Soup is like, you're a supervisor of the flight line, but not one. You're not a supervisor of any one individual person, or
Yeah.
that. You're just a flight line. So there's no EPRs, no nothing. So I got to do that for a while.
They're wanting you to hit all your blocks, huh? You got to be flight chief.
And then I was Pro Soup, which is, of course, Pro Soup, the same thing. No, you're not a supervisor or anybody, just a flight line. So I couldn't, there's no way Sharpest came up to me and said, hey man, let's do the,
flight chief gig.
you have to be a flight chief. You got to knock out that block. Nah. Well, I'll try it. I
Yeah.
tried it for, I don't know, I think it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he wanted me to be a flight chief of a totally different squadron, 28th.
Oh, yeah. You don't
And there
know
was
that.
people I had never
Yep.
worked with, and there's so many of them, of
Yep.
course. So I retired. I put my paperwork in.
Mhm.
20 years, 1 month left. And that was scary. It's scary. I mean, I don't know. Was it scary for you?
Yes. Very scary, man. I didn't really have a plan. I kind
Well, to me, I had a plan. I had a plan because I had a good Jim Albert.
Yeah.
Senior Master Sergeant Albert, I think he was. I don't know if he was at that time.
Yeah.
But he gave me the time. He cut me some breaks and gave me time to go off and say, hey, find out what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And I went out and actually did my training. Yeah, they send you off to Dallas.
Yeah, for your AMP license? Yeah.
Well, I had my
Oh,
AMP
you had your
license.
AMP,
I got
so
my
you-
AMP
yeah.
license prior to that through the Air Force. I went with Bill Boyd.
Bill Boyd.
Bill and I,
yeah.
yes. We went out and did the quickie because you already,
Where'd you do that at, Dallas?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Okay. See, I did mine in Midland.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it the quickie?
No,
Was it
but
like, I
took-
don't even know how long
I-
it was.
actually,
It was
I-
only like a couple weeks. I
we
think
went
it
to
was.
Midland because there was no examiner here. But I took the course out at TSTC. And that
Okay,
was,
so
that was a few months.
I didn't do any
Yeah.
of that. I went straight from
Oh my
Dias
gosh, I would have failed.
to taking the test. So I mean, they had a quick little thing, and basically you learned the test. You learned some of the oral practical,
the oral
which was-
questions,
well,
yep.
yeah, the oral practical, which was. So anyway, I got that, which is supposedly good forever.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I mean, I don't know the full extent of it, but so at the time though, him and I went out to Oklahoma. It's where Garth Brooks was born and raised. I
Yeah.
can't even remember the name of it, but
I don't care because it's Oklahoma.
We were out there, so we got through all that finally. Me and Bill, and we got our MP, and I ended up retiring and went out to what they call it, Dias East,
Dias East. Yep.
where all the retirees go, and I don't know.
Gigging at
Is
the
it
airport.
like you're right. The pay's not bad, but it's for
be-
Abilene, but it could
Yeah,
be better.
It could be better.
Considering your responsibilities
Right?
as an aircraft mechanic. And I went straight to overnights, and then it really hit me. But of course, after everything we've been through, the military, you kind of know
Yeah.
that hey, you change a tire. That was like always the worst thing for me. Changing
change.
something simple,
Yeah.
and now you have passengers on the plane.
Right? Yeah. It took me a
So
little bit to
it
get used to shit
kind of
like that.
you got people. I mean, you got numerous innocent civilian
Yeah.
passengers on these planes.
And crew comfort's a big thing too, right? And
Yeah.
having everything nice.
Yes.
You know, because I don't want to jump on a plane that looks like a freaking B-1 bomber cockpit.
And you don't want a tire coming off.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I was confident in everything I did. But you always had QC looking over your shoulder, quality control, and they have them out there.
Yep.
And they had to, back then, I don't know how it is anymore. You were there after me.
Yep.
They always, anything that had to have that kind of documentation, as far as them signing off on you, signing off on
yes, dude, like
making
a lot
sure
of eyes.
everything was freaking done right. Yeah.
Yep. They did that, and I didn't mind that, but sometimes I'm like, damn it, dude, I did this right, you know, and then somebody's gonna try to nitpick at
safety wires, not right.
Dude, this is done right, man. But and in that respect, though, they have a job to do, and I'm glad they do it, because you want everybody to be safe when they fly in those damn planes.
Well, then I felt better too, because of course we care.
Yeah.
That kind of crap.
So it's kind of crazy about where we work is we're in a gray area because we don't have to have an A&P.
Yeah.
QA kind of provides overwatch on us, and we're civilians, so it's different. It's really different. It's kind of like the Wild Wild West.
But did we still apply those same rules that we did while we were in the
military? We have like level 3
the
mechanics, or like 7 levels.
Yeah.
So you do have the actual Air Force guys coming in. Do they kind of help you all, or are you all on your own?
Dude.
Yeah, we're pretty much standalone.
Wow. I thought about going over there.
Mechanic, dude.
Yes. Well, I mean, y'all been there, so y'all know it.
That's all I know, man. That's why I jumped back to it. Because I started missing working on that plane, Darrin.
But did you ever go to end run school?
Yeah.
With Eagle?
No, I did not. I didn't go with that.
I love that.
Did you?
Because we could taxi.
Yes, that was weird too.
I love it. I mean, every time when I was working with the airport, anytime they had an engine run, I was
only there for a year. What did you do, like 3 years there?
3 years.
Yeah.
I did 2 years on the floor, and then I went to crew chief, which was $1 an hour. Hey, it's $1 an hour raise over there. But the thing is, you had to do the paperwork thing.
Yep.
You were responsible for the paperwork.
Did you like the title that they were giving them? I thought that was more like a dock controller. You're not a crew chief.
That's what they call it.
That's what they call it.
And that's what I was in the military.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, sounds good to me.
But yeah, when they said that, like crew chief, I was like,
you assigned the jobs.
Yeah, I was like,
you assigned jobs.
Yeah,
I came in earlier than all the mechanics
Yep.
over there. Then I would start dishing out jobs, and there were some jobs that nobody wanted to do, and there were some people that I knew were good at it, and that's who I put on it. And then sometimes they would call in sick. Then you learned about calling in sick thing, because that was I didn't like that.
Yeah, he was telling me
you had to reboot your whole damn thing. Well, I got to put somebody else on it now, and you can move him around. But I liked it.
He was telling me about their policies out there for showing up late and stuff like that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like Nazis. And like they don't even want you to get on your cell phone.
That's the civilian world, man. Yeah. And nobody knows that until you leave.
Exactly, dude.
Dude, I mean, it's totally different. No one schedules your dental appointments anymore. No one schedules that anymore. So once you leave
it's
the Air Force, it's all to you. And all Air Force is all you know after 20 years.
It is a shocker, man.
It's like, wow.
Yep.
So yeah, it was different. So anyway, I did that for 3 years, and then Mascarelli, Ernie.
Yeah.
Ernie retired, I think, while I was working for Eagle, and he started saying, "Hey, man," started talking about the police department and how they take you at, I can't even remember the cutoff. I don't even know what the cutoff is now.
Isn't it like 45
now? Yeah. 45. I don't know I think they jumped it up, because it wasn't even 45 at the time I did it 10 years ago. But he's like, "Hey, they're taking us over here, and it's something I always wanted to do. I got uncles and people in my family that are in law enforcement. And I've always wanted to do law enforcement. So I I said, sure, I'll go. Went on a couple ride-alongs with Ernie.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, me and another guy, John Wilson, who worked at Eagle, we jumped on and we did a few ride-alongs, and next thing you know, we applied for the academy, and that's where I'm at now. 10 years now. I just did 10 years, man, already.
That's crazy, man.
So,
hey, how is the academy? What do you do there? Is it like boot camp, military, dude?
Academy is different, especially for us older guys.
Yeah.
Because I mean, unless you've gone to college as an older guy, you got a lot of studying, of course, because you got to learn Texas law.
Okay.
You got to learn, you got to learn a lot of things. But Texas law, I mean, actually going to school and studying was tough. But the not only that, the physical stuff. Not only that, you have to run, and you have to learn all their little defensive tactics.
They got a certain distance
The
they want you to
whole,
run.
I think it's just no, it's different every day.
Really?
Yeah, it's different. It's different every day once you get in the academy. But to get in the academy is basically just a quick. They got a agility thing where you run the obstacle course, and it's not the full obstacle course because the full obstacle course there is huge.
It's fucking nuts. I did it.
But to do it, when I went in 10 years ago, you had to wear a vest, some kind of to simulate the weight that you would wear as a police officer, the vest and the belt. So you had to jump this wall, it's a 6-foot wall, and then you had to run this quick little abbreviated obstacle course, and then under a certain time.
Yeah.
But you start out in a patrol car, which you've never been in your life before, unless
you were in the back seat.
Unless you were in the back seat.
Did you get in the back? They're like, no, you got
no, in the front seat. You start from there. You start from the front seat of a patrol car, and then you exit, you jump the wall, you do your quick little thing, and you come back around, and you have to drag a couple of dummies, mannequins or whatever that are weighted down. And
how much those
that's
weigh?
kind of the easiest part of it to me is that, but there's a whole lot more before that.
Yeah.
Or maybe after that. Yeah, after that, there's a whole lot. Once you pass that, then you go through a few psychological tests, of course, where they do a background investigation on you, and they check basic things, see the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
They hire a psychologist comes in and
make sure you're not a psycho, right?
Yeah, he gives you a quick little.
It almost sounds like meth.
Bubble, yeah.
Was there a guy that checked your ass too when you guys were duck walk? Have you been over?
Maybe just short of that. At that point, you do have a physical.
Yeah.
But the psychological test, I think it's, my God, it's like a 400 question.
Oh crap!
Oh, wow.
No, I mean it's not. You just answer honestly your questions, and then it looks like they maybe re-ask you a few questions to make sure you're just not marking anything. So you got to be honest on that questionnaire.
Yeah.
And then he runs it through some machine, and it tells you what kind of person you are. A lie detector test.
Cool.
Which I never had in my life. They hook all these things up to you.
Was that stressful?
Yeah, it is, because I didn't know how it worked, I had no idea what it worked.
They would ask.
But
take this damn thing off. I'm not answering that.
Yeah. Just simple questions. It's nothing big, nothing major. And then you take that, and then you go to an oral board where they have several other seasoned officers plus lieutenants, sergeants, ask you certain scenario questions. What would you do if this, if this was to happen, if this was to happen? And then they let you, and from there they let you know if you cut it or not, So, I mean, it starts out with a big group of people, and it kind of gets dwindled down to certain people, and then you find out whether you made it or not.
So when you find out you make it or not, that's when you go to the academy?
Yep.
Okay.
And then while you're in the academy, you get paid good money.
Okay.
It's over 20 bucks an hour. while you're $23, $24 an hour as a cadet, while you're in school.
Wow.
And you do that for 6 months. And if you pass...
What's the washout rate for that, though? Let's say somebody's...
Well, you usually lose at least one, maybe two, through the academy.
Okay.
That's a good question.
How many people go to the academy, though? It's like groups of 20, groups of 30?
No, it depends.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's when I went through, we had a small academy. But usually, lately it's been about 20 people will make it through the academy and graduate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, the washout is, and it's sad because it seems, it does take to me, it seemed like it was a lot to make it to that point.
To that point,
to get to the academy. Once you're academy, you're like, wow, I made it. And then, because when I went through, there was a whole lot of people apply. I can't even remember the number, but they applied, and a lot of them didn't make it from some reason or another. They do background checks. Background checks. I mean, they check your finances.
Okay. It's almost like a security clearance in the military, dude. That's what it sounds.
Well, I mean, if I feel people right out of the military have a good. I mean, you got a security clearance of some sort, so you're already going to be good in that aspect. But as long as you're taking care of your bills and that kind of thing, to what degree I don't know, but as long as you're taking care of them, you get that check mark through there. But hey, I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you, the military, I think, military-wise, if you have some military experience, it's going to help you, as opposed to somebody else who doesn't have that.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, if military to law enforcement was a natural progression for you.
Oh my gosh, man. It helped out, I think, because let me tell you, we had 3 retirees in my academy.
Yeah.
And I think 4 others out of, I don't know how many people applied. There's probably a whole lot.
That weren't prior service, and they were trying to become officers.
Yeah. So that helped them out.
Well, you gotta think, when you're in the military, discipline, structure.
Yeah.
And you're going into a paramilitary organization.
Yes, exactly. And it's the same. To me, it was like just stepping over another rope.
Putting on a different uniform.
Putting on a different uniform, because it's the same rank structure, same kind of, the same chain of command type thing. And that's how that was as far as if you had any kind of complaints or any kind of, you want to talk to somebody, you use your chain of command just like you did in the Air Force, just like you did in the military. And, it's almost the same. It's almost the same, but not as structured, not as tight as the military is, but it's the same kind of thing.
Okay.
Briefings before work.
Same.
Yeah. Who likes briefings? But I mean, hey, that just, in the police world, it's basically what's going on, what happened the prior week, while you were off, what to look for, that kind of thing. But yeah, briefings were briefings, just kind of like the briefings you had in the military.
I don't know. I think the briefings as a police officer are probably a lot more interesting than a briefing that we get. Hey, this is bro. That's bro.
Police, it is different. But I mean, at the same time, though, why I'm saying, especially for retirees or people that spent any amount of time in the military, you've dealt with people from all over. You have the people skills already. You have the life skills, I guess they call it.
Personalities. We deal with a bunch of different personalities.
And that's what policing's all about to me. I mean, you learn how to, you already know. You talk to somebody in the police world, you're on a call, you talk to somebody, you kind of already know where they're from. Where they're coming from. It kind of helps out a lot in your decision making as far as the call that you're on in the police world. But yeah, it's it got real good days, and it got bad days. I mean, but hey, they pay you real well here in that police department, and they're excited about I mean, we're real short-handed right now. Real short-handed, and it's.
And you're looking for. You guys are looking.
We're looking for good people.
Yep.
You know,
And to me, good people, military.
I have a good friend who he got out of Dias. He was a crew chief as well, and he moved to Colorado, and he's a police officer in Longmont, Colorado. And I go visit him a couple times a year, and I did a ride along with him. And one thing that I saw that was kind of unique was, it seems like y'all are kind of pretty much left alone, not micromanaged. You're left alone to go out and do your thing.
You're in your own little office.
Yeah,
man.
and that was cool. That was cool. You know, the sergeant, like you said, briefed, and then everybody just dispersed. And then it was, you know, like we stopped and helped another officer, and then you know, it was cool. It was real neat. Yeah. You just kind of did your own thing, and it was neat.
Once you do your 6 months in the academy and you graduate that, you have to take a state test. And it's basically to get your license to be an officer in Texas, which was not bad. And it's on the computer. You do a quick test, you know your results within a few minutes, whether you passed or not. And then once you pass the academy, you get to graduate, you get your badge, and they have a big ceremony for you. And then you do a 4-month on the street course with a training officer, which I am actually a training officer too.
Okay.
So you do 4 phases. It's a total of about 4 months before you're on your own. And I can still remember the day I was getting in my car on my own without somebody sitting next to me. But there's always prior to that, for 4 months, you have somebody, another officer, sitting right next to you, taking notes on every call you go to, everything. I mean, for 4 months, you know, you're like, God, I want to be on my own. Get out of here. So to me, that's the hardest part. Some people say different.
Yeah.
Some people say the academy's harder. But the academy is in a structured, a structured schoolhouse environment.
Yep.
So you learn the laws, you learn certain scenarios, they have scenario-based training while you're in the academy. They actually bring us in. And it's not just us, but there's other officers. Not just training officers, but there are other officers that come in and will do scenarios like traffic stops, high-risk traffic stops, and just
to see how they would handle it.
Family violence scenarios where you'll knock on a door, you got to call at this certain house, and they'll be in there and they'll role play in the whole thing, and they want to see how you go in and decipher this whole situation and decide if someone needs to go to jail. Does someone need to go to jail, or is it just a simple, separate them for the night?
Yeah.
Or, certain things. Just see how you will react to that. But it's all make-believe.
Yeah.
It's all, but still it's stressful. So that's all academy. And then once you graduate the academy and you go out to, you got your badge and everything, and then you start doing the deal with the PTO process. It's 4 phases, phase A, B, and C, and D, all 4. And then there's a final phase. Phase 1 is kind of relaxed. I mean, you're just learning the whole thing. And you don't do a whole lot on your own. You can, depending on the person. And then of course you have another officer there. And then you progress through phase 1, or A, B, and C, and D, and once you get down to your final, you're pretty much everything it's all you. You got a question, you call another officer. You don't talk to your trainer.
You don't have the trainer anymore.
No, he's there. He's there for. He's there for safety reasons. If you're going to do something totally stupid, totally wrong, he's going to be there to. No, we're not going to do that.
Yep.
But hopefully you don't get to that point. But I mean, we all do. But it does happen. But once you pass that, you have a final evaluation, which the other officer doesn't even. He dresses in regular clothes, and he goes out with you to each call you get, each traffic stop you get, anything, and just monitors you the whole time, and make sure that you're doing the right thing. So
it's like a QA eval.
Yeah, and once you get past that, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And God, I can remember that day. It was a good. I mean, it's scary
Were you
because you're on
nervous,
your
dude?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm on my own. What am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? But then, you know, time progresses and
You gain experience. Do you continually get eval'd as the years go?
No, unless there's a reason for it, of course, because people can complain.
Mm-hmm.
You get complaints.
Yeah.
From the public. But I mean, it just depends. It depends. But for the most part, I mean, you're on your own. You're not going to get sent back unless there's a reason for you to get sent back. But that's, and then there's a probation period. I think it's a year from the time you're on your. Oh, shoot, I don't even know. What to say. I think it's from the period you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
From a year after that, then your probation period is over, and I don't know. I think that just means that it just takes a lot more for you to get fired. I don't know. I want to get in trouble for saying that, but that's basically what it is.
Did you know how, like, in the last 2 years, if you turned on the TV and it seemed like first responders, police were having, like, people were hating.
Well,
hating on cops.
That comes and goes, you know.
We weren't too bad here in this area, were we?
No.
Right?
No. These people here in Abilene, love the police for the most part.
Yep.
But there's always that, I'm going to say 10% of Abilene and those are the same calls we go to, the same houses, I mean, after a while, after you've been with the department a while, it's the same. You realize, I mean, as soon as you see the address, you know.
You know where it's at. Yeah. And what's probably going to go on.
It's an ongoing problem that all we can do at the time, you know, you can't walk into somebody's marital problem issue that they're having and fix it overnight. You can't. You're going to fix it for the night, maybe. For that night, but you cannot fix it. And you can give good advice, but other than that, I mean, your hands are tied. I mean, you don't know their situation. You only know the situation at the time, and pretty much that's going to be their problem they've had for a while. And it's a continuous problem.
Now, being in law enforcement, dude, has your perception of people changed, man?
Yeah.
From before you got into now?
Yeah, I can say it.
Do you trust people more, or are you less trustworthy people? You know what I'm saying?
Less. I mean, we don't get told the truth a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. We get lied to a lot, and I mean, you usually know.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm going to go back on the life experience for like the retirees, the older guys. The older guys have been around. They know a lot. I mean, they have a more life experience obviously than a younger person. Not saying a younger person can't do this job, because we have a very good influx of young kids in their 20s that are very good officers, very, very proactive. They go. I mean, they can find stuff and get into stuff that probably prevent a lot of bigger stuff.
Oh, that's good, man.
That's good.
But I mean, as far as the older guys, I mean, we have been around. I mean, come on now.
You're seasoned.
I mean, how many? When you're in the military, especially if you've been in the military, you've been around people that are from different cities throughout the United States, if not different countries.
Yep.
And I don't know. You just learn people.
Yeah.
Military will help you learn people, because we have all been around people.
Good,
crazy
bad,
people.
crazy
I'm not
people.
saying we're not crazy ourselves, but we also.
You definitely learn who's full of shit and who's not.
Yes. Gosh, yes, I have some good memories that I'll never forget from the old times.
Oh yeah, man.
But now you all are freaking retired, man. You were just a little baby when I came in.
Did my 20, and I was done, dude.
How long did you do?
20 years. 20 years and like.
So you
3
did
months.
like me. See, to me, I did 20. Of course, we could have done more.
Yep.
But I want, hell, we'll retire again.
Dude, you
that
know what I
would
was
be
doing
nice.
before I left? I was a chief of training.
You moved around a lot, though.
Detachment chief.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could have moved around. Did some more
Like you
stuff
did
for
the
safety.
schoolhouse.
Yep, I was an instructor for a little bit, and then went back to.
How did you like that?
I loved it, dude. I think that was the highlight of my career. I mean, I loved being a crew chief and deploying, but being an instructor, I think that made me grow up, dude. Being in that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because these guys are going to be doing what you taught them to do.
Yes, dude. I had to grow up, and I loved it. And then I did that for 4 years, and then I went to EMS. I went to phase. Dude, that blew. That was horrible.
You were actually a worker on phase?
Nope.
Oh,
It made
okay.
me like a flight chief.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
Well, that was
there was some
flight chief are the
there
words
were
that got
some
me out.
problems there when I went, like I don't know. They had some odd situation happening with a bunch of their airmen. You know, either they couldn't pass PT, they couldn't show up to work on time. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, you got to deal with a lot of personal
You know what? I didn't want to deal with it. I'm serious, man. So I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then I had another opportunity to go back to the schoolhouse to run the simulators, the maintenance trainers. I went back there and did that.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you did a lot. You moved around a lot.
For about a year. I was working for Chris Bush. Remember Chris? Yeah, he was the detachment chief.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and then he was like, I was there for almost about a year and a half, and he told me.
He wasn't there with you.
Yeah, both times. Then he told me, he's like, hey, dude, I'm going to retire. He retired as a senior. And then I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, I think you're going to be the detachment chief. I'm like, what? Yeah, I had no idea I was going to do that. But that was a good time, too. Chief of training, dude, the knucklehead.
We still got some buddies still in.
Yeah?
On their way out.
Yep.
I got a few that are looking to be cops.
Yeah?
That would be nice. Madrano.
Yep.
He says he is.
I know you hit me up a couple times. I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
Do you remember when I was on here on Buffalo Gap?
Yeah.
I still tell that story. I was side by side with Johnny. Well, actually, I ran. his plate.
I
ran his plate. And I knew who it was, so I moved alongside.
Dude, but you got to run the plate so close to us. Kim thought I did something.
No, I had
wrong.
run it, but I couldn't get over in time. So I get over. You were driving, right?
Yep.
You were driving. Kim was in the passenger seat, and I was side by side with him, and I was looking, and they wouldn't even look at me. Johnny was like this the whole time, and Kim she wouldn't look at me either. I think I motioned or something.
And I was like, oh, it's Jerry. I wasn't speeding either.
No, you weren't. I just knew it was you. Well, we run plates all day long. That's
How about
pretty much
that? How about was it like it was maybe almost 4 months ago when you were I saw you on sales and there was just a car accident.
Oh gosh.
Do you remember that night?
I love accidents.
I was picking up my daughter from her doctor's appointment, and you were across the street, and you were parked in. You had your Tahoe parked over there, and I knew it was you. I was like, "Look at that big gorilla over there. That's Darrin." But I went and I kind of leaned next to the car, and you.
Oh yeah.
Can I help you? I'm all no. And then, dude, you kind of walked a little bit faster. You went into cop mode and it scared me, dude. I was like, Darrin, it's me. And you're like, oh, Johnny. And I had my beard was longer.
Yes.
So I looked.
Yes.
I think I had my hood on.
I remember that.
I could have got shot. You're like, can I help you? I'm all,
That's so crazy. We spent 10 years together.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty close. When did you come in?
I went in 96.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Because I got there at 94, 95.
Yeah, when I got there, you were already there.
Yeah.
You were there. You were there.
Me and Mascarelli got there at the same time.
Mike Brown, Andy Pitts, all you gorillas were already there. Yep.
Good times, man. I miss them sometimes. Camaraderie that we had back then.
I miss the deployments, dude.
Yeah.
How many deployments we've been on together,
God.
Darrin? A lot, right?
You remember the boxing deployment? Boxing. Oh, how about the ab?
The wheel and death.
Who was it that shit on his face?
Remember I told him, I was like, hey, dude, make sure you just stand straight up.
Boom!
Cut his face, broke his glasses. That was hilarious.
But this was the agile guy. I swear, man. He did that shit, backflips off the wall in Guam.
Yep. I made
we were
some
walking
money
down
that
the
night.
streets in Guam, right off the wall somewhere.
Well, Terry would, what was he doing? There was some girls walking down there, and Terry would ask him, he's like, hey, this guy will do a flip for you for $20. And they're like, whatever. So I'd flip off the wall, and they'd pay up, dude.
He did them off the U.
Yeah, yep.
I remember you doing off the U
tricks when I was younger.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I miss those days. I miss those days. But hey, the police department, as far as retirees, I think is like perfect.
Yeah.
And we need people. We're so short right now. I mean, I go call to call to call pretty much every night. Now, I've changed my shift. I used to work nights. Not a whole lot of traffic. It was nice, but the sleeping was not nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, as an older guy, it wasn't nice. But eventually I made it to where I can get to a point where I go in at noon now, and I get up at 9:30.
No, that's good.
So I can sleep like a normal person.
Yeah, you got normal hours, dude.
Some point, but
why are you guys short? Like, what do you
short,
attribute
man.
that to?
I think it is not a. I think it's the quality of people that I think that are applying. I mean, because they see a job that's going to pay over $20 an hour. I mean, $20 to $30 an hour, and you sit there like, whoa. So I might apply, but you're not just going to get it because you apply. But I mean, if you're
you got certain criteria to meet, right?
There's certain criteria, like I said, and then if you pull it up on the website, I don't even know the website, but I pulled it up before we got here again because it just pull up City Abilene, Google City Abilene, and
isn't it like AbilenePoliceDepartment.org?
Yeah, it's just .org now. Yeah. And then you go down to jobs, and then you look for police, pull up police, and now there's 1 week left to apply for this next academy. And I'm telling you right now, for what they pay, you can't beat it. There's not a job here in Abilene that you can just apply for and get that pays that well. But I mean, like I said, but there's a lot that comes with it. It's got to be some kind of a passion, and I've always wanted to do it because I've done ride along since I was a kid with relatives. Something I've always wanted to do, but they raised that age limit up, and I retired. I was like, oh shit, I can still do it. And I had some friends do it when they retired, and
dude, when you go into it's like the military. There's room to advance and do different.
Yes. Oh yeah. There's like my girlfriend I'm seeing right now. She's what we call street crimes.
Yeah.
She dresses in jeans, just regular stuff. And they go out in undercover cars, and they sit there and they look for high burglary areas, cars that are getting broken into. They set out stuff. I mean, just like try to catch people in the act, pretty much. Us, I'm in a marked car. I mean, people know me as soon as they see there's a cop there, so they start driving good, and they start doing things that are right. They're a little harder for us, but I mean, we're there. There's a few of us out there. I mean, we need more. Yeah. We need more people.
Well, I feel safer when I see a whole bunch of you guys out. There's people we work with though that are terrified just to see police officers.
People like to see us just drive through the neighborhood.
I'm like,
we get a lot of people wave and thumbs up. I mean, I get same guy always every time I drive by, and it kind of makes you feel good. Those are the kind of things that make you feel good about your job. But there's some bad times you go through. I mean, you get tired of going to the same houses. I mean, just like any other job. It's just like any other job as far as that.
Yeah.
There's some downfalls.
I couldn't be a cop.
Why not?
I'd be passing out bullets, dude, instead of tickets.
So you think you would be more?
Do you know what? I'm a softie, man.
Yeah.
So
am I, because you're older.
Yeah.
Some people are more lenient than others, and there's some sticklers that they'll give their own mama a ticket. There's just people that it just depends. But us older people, we've been through, we've seen, we've been around more people. We kind of know how people are, and to me personally, I go like as far as a ticket, I go off their previous driving record.
Yeah.
You can tell. They've been a good person. Are they continuously getting in trouble all the time?
Racers,
you got to give somebody a break who's had a break several times on it. But to me, I mean, there are times when, you know, not everybody deserves a ticket. Not everybody deserves to go to jail.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes when our hands are tied.
Are you guys wearing body cams?
Yeah. That's something new.
Cool.
So everything's on video.
You think
everything we do, every interaction we have as far as duty related is cameras on.
Were you wearing one that night? I was leaning on your Tahoe.
No, I don't
good
think
because I
that
would
time.
beat you up. I saw that.
I don't think we had them. I don't think we had. But for the most part, yeah. I don't say for the most part, but whenever you're doing any kind of police related, you have to have it on.
What's your opinion?
Which is good.
Do you like
to
it?
me, you know, I love it because it protects myself.
Yep.
It protects everybody, really.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, you know, any kind of complaint you may get, it's all on video,
right
so your sergeant can see it. And but
is there some guys that were like, man, this thing's like controlling me, dude? Yeah. I figured there's probably.
How does that work? Is it sent to a server? Do you pull a card out? Do you turn it in?
No, we wear our cams, and any time that you turn your overhead lights on in your car, it's on. It's going to record. So everything is recorded, period, no matter what. Any kind of, but you can turn it on and off as you want.
Mm-hmm.
But we, you know, in our OP, our operations procedure, any kind of police, any kind of interaction that has police related, your job related, you're gonna have it on, and it's good.
Yeah.
To me, and for all officers, really, I mean, it protects you.
Yep.
From any kind of other, you know, any kind of accusations or whatever, but and then not only that, your car, it's on in your car. You can turn it on as soon as you put someone in the back seat. You turn that on. I mean, it's just on.
Is it cumbersome or like you forget it's on?
No, you remember.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, you remember, and if it's not already on, it's.
But it's not uncomfortable or anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
Not
it's
for
part of the
no,
uniform.
no.
Yeah.
This is part of what we do. But I liked it. I liked it when it came out. We never had them when I first started.
Yeah.
It was basically all in-car video.
Mm-hmm.
But you still had a microphone, so anything in front of the car was on.
Here's the other thing too, man. I think it's in too many things on TV where when you guys pull people over and it always goes bad. That's the other thing. It's just like it's scary to me, dude. To pull
those are kind of the worst. Those are the most dangerous things you can do as a police officer is traffic stops, because you don't know what you're walking into.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Abilene. Everybody thinks everything is safe. You know, we're in Abilene, and Abilene is a safe place. Most people, like I said, like police, but there's always that 10% that don't.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're walking into. Tinted windows. Who's in this car? You're walking right by a passenger window that's blacked out.
I can't handle that.
But I mean, if you feel that, I mean, you feel that as you're coming up to a car, as you're stopping a car, you feel.
It's like a spidey sense, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
something's
especially
not right.
if you've been there a while.
Yeah.
Or if you have some kind of, you're older, you kind of know. I don't know. To me, it is.
Yeah.
I think it's an age thing. You kind of can feel. Okay, I'm walking up. I can't even see in this time. You have them roll down the windows. Let me see your hands. Hands are the worst thing.
Yep.
That can hurt you. You see hands. Most people are very compliant.
Yeah.
I've had people hang their hands out the window.
Sure.
As I'm about to walk up, and I'm like, whoa, this guy, you know, is serious. He's putting his hands out. Okay, I see 2 hands. I'm good.
Yep.
But who's in the back seat? You know, you don't know. So I mean, it can be scary.
Was that Mark Smith by any chance?
No, it could have been.
Yeah.
Dude, he's super paranoid that he's like going to get pulled over.
He moved out into the county.
Really?
He got moved out into the county.
No, he used to live. I ran into him on a few calls.
Yeah.
He used to live in an apartment complex that was not one of the greatest.
Yeah.
And, he recently got stopped by Taylor County, and he was very particular about where he put his hands.
There are people that do that.
And the guy, told him just relax, whatever. He goes, well, I'm just making sure that you don't shoot me.
Yeah. And there are people that are paranoid of that.
Yeah.
And so you don't know why they're sticking their hands out. At the same time, though, there are people that will you light them up, you pull them over. I'm gonna pull this person over.
Yeah.
And they will slam on the brakes and just pull over anywhere. You know, the best thing to do is to find the next cross street, pull off. Like if you're on a main street like Sales.
Yeah.
You know, we can do it on Sale. We can do it anywhere, but ideally,
dude, that's the
you
other
have
thing.
to pull in the
you
parking
don't want
lot.
to get hit on the side of the road.
No.
I've seen those videos too, where you guys get smoked by a mirror or by or get even hit by a car.
So,
That's
well,
cool,
like
that,
on freeway is different. If you're on
Yeah.
the freeway, you know, you pull over at the most convenient place you can.
Yeah.
We're not going to think you're running, you know, unless you speed up and you're taking off. Of course,
Do a
then you're
couple
running.
donuts.
But
This is how I pull over, officer.
but like you're on South First, North First, or some kind of big throwaway, some kind of you know, find a parking lot, the closest one, pull into there. I've had, you know, usually the younger drivers that have never been pulled over will just slam on their brakes and pull over. You almost rear end them, you know. But and you don't get out of your car.
Yeah, you stay in it.
There's a lot of the older guys. You'll see like older people in their 60s, 70s. You know, they'll get out. They'll think that I'm supposed to get out. No, stay in your car. You get out of your car. You know, us as an officer, we're pulling you over. You don't know what you're pulling over.
Yeah.
You see a door open, automatically, boom, you're like, whoa, you know, you don't stay in your car, let the officer walk up to you and talk to you and tell you, you know, hey. And I've walked up to people, say, hey, can you pull up a little bit further and get over there into pull off into the parking lot that's right there or whatever. And in most of the time, all the time, they will pull over in there. But some people get scared.
How do concealed handgun carriers?
Most of them will hand you, when you ask for ID, you walk up to the car, your driver's license, they will hand you both.
Yep. That's what I do.
Which is a good thing.
Yep.
And then you ask them right there, are you carrying right now? They'll say yes, it's in here. I'm not carrying it now personally, but it's in there or whatever. That's cool. And it's a good thing to let officers know. And I think they tell you to do that when you get that.
At what point would you possibly disarm a CHL?
Well, that would totally depend on how it's going at the time. Sometimes you'll just remove them if they said it's in there. You maybe if it's just strictly a traffic stop for a traffic violation, you have no other issue with him. It's not because he just committed you think he just committed a burglary or a robbery or anything like that. You can have him step out of the car. But for the most part, you're not going to disarm them unless you may want to get them away from where they say the weapon is.
Sure.
And maybe even pat them down, make sure you don't have a weapon. You don't have a weapon on you. That's fine. But yeah, come on. I mean, it is kind of scary for the officer to know that this guy
got a weapon.
Carry or could possibly have one. You may not even know, but he's got a license to carry one, so he possibly very well may have one on him. But the important thing is you make sure you go home. You go home to your family at the end of the night.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want to infringe on anybody's rights or anything, of course, but you don't want them to have a weapon and have some kind of intention on hurting you. But yeah, that's Texas. Everybody has a weapon.
Yeah,
I love it. That's just Texas, and I do too. Everybody should, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion. Got to protect yourself.
When I took my CHL class, the instructor was a retired law enforcement guy.
And most of them are.
It kind of put him at ease when he got that CHL. Because background check, so this guy isn't a felon. It kind of made him, because I guess you guys kind of are a little. You're prepared when you get up there, and then once you see how the situation goes, you can get a little more comfortable.
As soon as we know who's in the car, we automatically know if they're licensed to carry, and at that point, you can ask them. If you don't know already, if they have not let you know already, you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
And.
Did you know we can bring our heaters on base now, dude?
Heaters?
Your gun. you can bring it on base if you're prior military, if you're retired.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just got to keep it in the car.
Oh, I thought they were there. I thought they had their own little.
Dias was actually the forefront of that because of that shooting that happened in, what was it, Huntsville? At that base, the Army base. Where I told you that guy looks like Nick.
Oh, yeah, what was that base in
Killeen?
Killeen.
Yeah. Remember there was that shooting in Killeen? That guy went crazy? Well, shortly after that, Dias actually was like, the commander was like, yeah, you can bring your heater to work or leave it in the car.
Wow.
If you have a license to carry. Yeah.
So I thought they were totally.
Yeah, you just declare it like if they do a random vehicle search, you just tell them, hey, here's you give them your CHL with your driver's license, everything.
Yep.
And then they ask you where it's at, and it's kind of the same thing. And then now when they do those random vehicle, they have an area where they take you and keep you separated from
it.
Really? But they don't.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Because I know for a while they had an issue with us bringing, even off duty. They had
really?
an issue with
well,
us.
you can too. Well, you couldn't have because you're a veteran
we
too.
can bring them. We can bring them
anywhere
right? as a police.
Speaking of, what do you pack? What do you pack when you're on duty? What do you guys got?
It depends on whatever you want to bring.
Really?
Everybody's different. Yeah. Well, if you're going to bring something other than something that's issued to you, it has to be approved by the commander, of course, and you have to qualify on it.
What are you guys issued though? What is the
Glocks?
Okay.
And it could be a 9mm, it could be a 40. I don't know. It's either a 9mm or a 40, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know anything else bigger than that. But there are people that do carry their own personal weapons.
Yeah.
But it's approved by our chief, and it has to be approved by the chief who's going to carry it. But he also has to qualify with it. And we qualify twice a year, which is fun. And now we carry ARs.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you want to carry it, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can. But you have to qualify with it. And they got a pretty 100-yard thing. Of course, when you get older, I got to have a scope on mine, which is nice. I can't do iron sights anymore. Iron sights, hey, there are some people that qualify with iron sights. I don't know how they do it, but that's not me anymore.
Yeah. I was always horrible at shooting that gun, dude.
What about less lethal?
Less lethal, taser, of course. We all carry tasers now, which is an experience.
I told him before you got here, I was like, you're going to get tased, man.
I don't know why.
I'll tell you what, man, that taser is something else. The taser will put you down.
Yeah.
And you will not know what the heck happened to you. No, but it's, to me, the pepper spray's the worst. Because we had to go through that, and we actually had to get sprayed in the face, and then go through a series of things, and then actually to include shooting a target after being sprayed in the face.
Dang.
And that was something else. But I'll tell you, taser was a individual. If you wanted to get tased, you would get tased to see how it felt.
Did you do it?
Yes, I did, and it was the worst 5 seconds of my life. You're just done. You're done.
And then you wonder how some of those, they show some people could take the tase and are fine.
I don't know how. I don't know how. And unless the probes did not get in
them right,
the right way, you're wearing some bulky clothing or whatever. But still, there's some ways that you can still follow up on a dry stun and tase them still. But if the probes don't go in all the way, hey, they're not going to feel it as much as someone who would if they did.
Yeah.
But it will lock you up and put you down yeah, it's something else. But
no, I won't ever.
It's good to have,
even to mess around with.
Just hearing it.
Yeah.
Is
you're like, cooking someone, dude.
It's like a shotgun. You know all that rack of a shotgun, and you're like, what? We have beanbag rounds too, which are are less lethal, like you said.
So that was shotgun.
They just basically shoot a beanbag at you at a high velocity, and it's gonna put you.
Oh, I bet.
It's gonna leave a mark.
Cool.
But we're in a good town here. Abilene is good, a good place to be a police officer. Of course, you got people that don't like you, but like I said, it's a small percentage, just like anywhere, and that's your job, man. I mean, if you like helping people, which I do, I've helped people, and they appreciate it. They call you. I mean, they won't hesitate to call you. But then there's people that don't like you. But hell, man, you learn how to talk. I mean, especially if you've been around for a while, like I said, retired military or older people, even the younger guys have learned. I mean, you can talk to anybody and de-escalate things. You know, it's all a part about de-escalating, man. That's the whole thing. You don't want to stir up anything, and you want to keep it as calm as you possibly can. And that's just things that you learn as long as you've been a cop, I guess.
You sound like you're pretty good at it, dude.
No, I mean,
a little birdie texted me and told me something about you too. Man.
Who's a little birdie?
In 2014, you were the Abilene Police Officer of the Year. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, your girlfriend messaged me.
Did she? Yeah.
She told me
to bring that up.
Yeah. I actually remember hearing about that. I was like, dude, that's awesome.
That is good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good feeling to know you're appreciated for some of the things you do.
Yeah, man.
But to me, everybody strives to be good. We don't have. I mean, what do they say? 1% of 1% of police force is bad. I mean, what they say. You get bad cops.
Yeah.
Of course. Which would mean in our department, we only have what did she told me how many we had. You're talking like 1 point something officers in our department, then according to that statistic, are bad. We have a very good police department. And here in Abilene, I think, you know, you hear big police departments have issues.
Have their issues,
their issues. But good people. We have a very structured police department, which, I mean, once again, I go back to the military. That's just kind of what you're used to, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the person you are.
Sure.
And,
a majority of the officers here in Abilene, are they prior service? Or no?
there's a lot we have that have prior service in one way or another. You know, we have some hardcore guys. You're talking like that protect dignitaries on overseas. I mean, hardcore
really?
guys, yeah, that do that still, that are doing that while they're in the. I mean, we got a lot of guys that are reserves.
Reservists. Yep.
We got
They're
guys
still in the fight.
Yeah, still in the fight, and still they leave. They still keep their job, but they go and do their deployments. They come back. You know, of course, the city honors that.
That's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We got a lot of guys. We got a guy right now that I know that I work with is going to be gone for a year.
Going down range again?
Yep.
Ugh.
And then he comes back and he's a cop again. I mean, that's just what he does.
Awesome.
That's
But
good.
there's a lot of guys that I work with that are prior SP security forces or even LEs, even back in the LE days. I don't know. Do they even have LEs anymore?
Law enforcement?
I think it's all.
I think
it's all.
It's all one now.
Yeah,
Remember before it used to be two?
Yep.
And like my girlfriend she was an LE. She did it for 4 years. She did the gate guard thing.
Yeah. I think it's all one thing now.
Yeah.
They all like kind of rotate and do the same thing.
I don't know what its requirement to be, but they're still driving around in LE cars.
Yeah, and trucks on the flight line. Yeah.
Yep, they got them Silverados on the flight line. Silverado
But yeah,
trucks.
I mean, as if it's something that's your passion at some point, you got time. At 45, I think, like you said, 45 years old,
That's what I
you
read.
can retire. Plenty of time to pursue a law enforcement career in the military.
So
or
what
outside the military.
What is your retirement with the police department?
That's something I'm not sure. I know the city buys back your military time. I can retire. I'm actually eligible for retirement now.
Yeah.
I've only been there 10 years. But there's only a set amount of money you're going to get for your
Correct.
next rest of your life for that month. But
Is retirement similar to being when you were
Oh
in the
yeah.
military? Okay.
Well, when you join the police department, you actually join a retirement. What we call what is it called? You put money into it every month. They match it.
401k, kind of?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
that, but you can get a set amount of money every month
Yeah.
for the rest of your life. So it's, to me, I look at it as a double retirement, of course.
Yeah, sure.
I don't plan on doing this probably for maybe another 10 more years, maybe. Put me at 20. But hell, I'm 50.
So then you'll be 40.
How old are you now? How old are you
42.
now?
42 years young.
You're old as my girlfriend.
Hey, do you still train, man? I mean, like, you still lift and how do you stay in shape?
I try to get to the gym at least 3 times. Well, we have a fitness thing that now a mandatory. Well, they're working on a mandatory thing.
I was about to ask you that, dude.
But we do the row now.
Program? Okay.
Row kick your butt.
What is it?
The row.
Oh, we're just rowing like a row machine?
Yes.
Dude, I'm a beast, man.
And you have to row 2,000 meters under a certain amount of time, depending on your age and your weight.
Okay.
And
no, rowing actually sucks.
I'm telling you right now,
that does
rowing, when I fall right off the thing and I'm done. I can't even get up.
Dude. It's your
because
core,
it's the closest thing you're ever going to get to a street
legs.
fight, to me, is rowing.
Yeah.
We did have the 1.5 mile run,
okay.
push-ups, a minute, how long you can do, how many push-ups you can do in a minute, how many sit-ups you can do in a minute.
You guys do sit-ups?
No, that was called the Cooper program, and that's what we did.
Dude, I hope the Air Force gets away from those fucking sit-ups. Because wouldn't you agree with me? You're not designed to fucking go like this at real fast. Your back wasn't designed to do that.
And then you're doing them, you can hurt yourself.
Yes. And I hope they get away from that, dude. That's just
but the rowing, I think, to me, you sit there and row for
wear you out, dude.
2,000 meters, and you got to do to get a certain group. You got to do it under a certain amount of time.
Okay.
I tell you what, man, that will kick your butt. And the thing is, it's, I think, to an all-out street fight, man. If you get to a call and you're ended up having to fight somebody, you know, they can. That is the closest thing you're going to get to an all-body workout.
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, that does.
So it's just the row.
Just rowing.
That's it.
Rowing does
rowing
everything,
straight.
Dude.
No other thing. That's just what they do. And,
that's smart.
And you said you have to do that within a certain time limit?
Yes, depending on your age and your weight. And it seems like the heavier you are, the lower the time is, for some reason. I don't know the calculation, but basically, because you're stronger, so you can, like I set that sucker on 10. You can go, the resistance.
Yep.
You can go from 10 to 1. It just depends on whatever you want to put it on. And if you do it on 10, of course, that thing's going to, it's going to wheel. It's going to go. And you can pull that sucker in 2,000 meters. And I'm good usually for the first minute or two. And then you start feeling it.
Kicking
this
in,
is
right?
easy. I can do this stuff, you know. And then after that, you're like, what? And then toward the end, it's to me, it's a struggle.
Do you guys have any type of self-defense training or anything? What do you guys do?
We do defense tactics. We got some good guys at the
academy. Do jiu-jitsu and stuff like that?
We got Officer Sage is our guy who he runs the academy. One of the guys, he's one of the academy instructors, and he is one of the most wiry guys I know. Man, that guy can do anything. He's just a little dude.
Yeah.
But he's a black belt in Kook Song Young or whatever. I don't know what that.
Cream of some young guy. Oh wait, that's something else, dude.
He does that. I mean, he is freaking. I would hate to be in this fight with that little dude, man. But he is some.
But do they teach? Because typically most fights.
They teach you about people taking guns from you.
Okay.
I mean.
But like, do you guys do like a lot of grappling? Because you know what I'm saying. Most fights go to the ground, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you know why that happens? Because that's when everybody's equal, dude. Once you're on the ground, you're kind of on equal playing field.
And you just hope your partners are close by. Because we wear a lot of stuff, and it's kind of heavy, and you know, with your vest and your belt, you can add another 35 pounds, 40 pounds to your.
Dude, and then you got to worry about, is this guy gonna try to get my weapon off me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And they teach you that too. They teach you how to protect it. How to take it away from somebody if they have one pointed at you. I mean, there's a lot of things that you. It's a good. They got machines there that put you through certain scenarios, like projection screens. You're gonna watch somebody get off something and point a gun at you, and you have how you're gonna react and what you're gonna do.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't want to shoot somebody with a cell phone in their hand. I mean,
oh yeah, dude.
So many things to think
see?
about.
I couldn't do it there.
Well, you know how it is. I mean, you see it on TV all the time.
Yeah.
People, and then as soon as you do that, and next thing you know, man, you're one of those guys that are on the news continuously. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's got its good days and it's got its bad days, man. But I mean, it's just like any other job.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think because you guys put yourself in danger, man, to protect us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, another thing like traffic stops, you're walking in somebody else's house.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't have no idea who's in that house. You don't, it's just your senses, I think. You got to use a lot of your senses and ask a lot of questions and try to determine if they're being truthful. You know, who else? Who's in the back? Who's under the table? Who's I don't know. But I mean, there's so many different things. Yeah, of course there are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's some things you gotta think about. Knocking on doors, where to stand. I mean,
we have a SWAT team, don't we?
Yeah.
Abilene has SWAT.
Yes.
Okay. I think every town has a
but our
SWAT,
SWAT team, our SWAT team are regular officers. That's what they do on the side. Bigger cities, they just have a strict
like
that's all they do, SWAT. But here, our SWAT team, they're actually just regular patrol officers.
So they can be like, hey, Darrin, SWAT up, and then you can
go. They will go.
Okay.
Even if they're off duty.
I'm just curious about that. So the bigger cities will have their own designated SWAT team. Abilene, not as big.
Not as
big,
size, but we have a SWAT team that covers a whole lot of other counties than just Taylor County also. So there's some other counties that don't have SWAT teams that will cover that. Bomb Squad, we have the same thing. They will cover other counties that don't have those things. So cool. It's a dual role for them. Yes, sir. But yeah, it was a. I don't know. I can say it was a big change for me because I mean, I was older when I came into this career field, so it's not so bad. The younger you are, I think the younger officers actually do a lot more, a lot better because they're really, I mean, they're go-getters, man. We got a lot of those guys, and it depends on your shift that you work. However, I used to work nights. I worked nights for probably about 7 years, and then I decided, man, I want to sleep like a normal person. So I kind of moved over, and my days are Sunday through Wednesday. I'm off Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays.
That's nice.
But you don't start out that way, of course. You'll end up working weekends, which is good. It's more experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot more things happen, of course, on weekends. A lot more busier.
That's why when I worked for MetroCare, that's why I like to work on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't boring.
More,
you're going to be doing stuff.
Oh, it's busier.
It is. But lately, I'm telling you what, it seems like every day it don't matter what day it is.
You think it's because of the change in the season?
Well, summer's usually more busy. It starts heating up and things start heating up. When it gets cold, people,
It's cold, I ain't going to go do shit.
But then again, when it's cold, everybody's stuck in a house together, so then you have issues with that.
Tensions rise in the house.
Start rising. Holidays, Thanksgiving, families coming in. You may not get along with them. And that kind of happens. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
That can be bad.
Yeah. Me and Andy were talking about that a few podcasts.
Cinco de Mayo is busy.
Cinco de Mayo. Everybody thinks that's just, it's time to drink and get drunk.
Yeah, we find a reason to drink. But yeah, there's certain days this is not going to be a good day. Not going to be a good night. But you never know. Every day is different. That's another good thing about being in my job. You don't know. It's not like it's the same thing every day. You never know. Never know. Some days that you expect to be bad aren't. Wow.
Yeah.
Some days you think are going to be slow are not so slow. But yeah, we're busy. We need people, good people.
That's what I was just about to ask you, man. I mean, I was going to tell you before we go, if there's any, let everybody know how to get a hold of somebody up there. I'm interested in being a police officer. Where do they go?
Well, like I said, right now we're hiring.
We don't just call 911.
No.
Like, hey, I'm going to be a cop.
I'll tell you right now, we're probably going to be holding academies back to back every year for the next couple of years because we are an older department. A lot of guys have been there 25, 30 years, and 20 to 30 years, I'd say. They're ready to leave.
Yeah.
We didn't have a whole, when I joined, not a whole lot of young people, all older guys. And those guys are all leaving now. So we got lots of openings. So to me, and it all depends on the academy, how many people they get in the like I said right now. We got an academy going through right now that are more than halfway through.
Yeah.
They'll be out on the street going through their patrol training, the 4 months of, driving around the street, putting everything they learned in class into their daily routine. It's not so structured anymore because it's the real world.
Yep.
And then we're starting got another week. Applicants, put in your name. There's the requirements are there. They tell you exactly what you need to apply, and go ahead and put your application in. And there's going to be another one. I'm sure there's going to be another one next year. There's going to be another one. They do at least one a year because, like I said, 6 months academy before you're out. You graduate and go out on the street.
What about lateral applicants?
Yep, they got those. We're taking those too.
Do they still have to go through the academy?
It's not a full. It's not like you're starting from scratch. It's abbreviated academy.
What do you mean by lateral?
Like somebody that's already a police officer.
Prior a police officer somewhere else.
Okay, I got you.
Just like ours, when you go graduate the academy, in order to graduate the academy, you have to take the state exam.
Okay.
Which is on the computer, and it's they throw the questions at you, and you answer them, and whether you pass or not. And once you pass that, you get your license to be a police officer in Texas. Now, if you want to, from there, you want to go to another state, you have to determine whether that will either go straight across.
If they can waive the
a
test.
Lateral. It just depends.
Yeah.
Depends on what state you're going to. Texas is pretty strenuous. So their test is a lot of those. You can go from state to state. And I don't know what you can cross over to and just do a quick go through their academy, or do you need to take another state exam, or I don't know how that works, but it just depends.
Okay.
And but Texas is pretty much, you get a Texas peace officer's license,
you're going to be good.
You're going to be good for pretty much most of the states here in Texas, and because and we have one right here in our town, so which is good. Our academy's right here.
Yeah.
So
I've heard that hiring process though. You don't want to do it more than once.
Well, there's a lot of guys and girls that have done it several times before they got in.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against you. Hey, I mean, some people go through it, get let go for some reason or another, and they try again the next year, and maybe not get it that year. They try again, and then they get in. So it just all
you
depends.
can tell with a person like that, that's what they really want to do, man. If they keep
and they will tell you what you need to work
on,
and what you need to correct, and try again the next year, man.
It's like American Idol.
It is.
Hey, come back next year. You suck at jumping this wall. You suck at rowing.
It's a 6-foot wall, and you're wearing some weighted down. I think we wore a belt, weighted down belt, which does.
Yeah.
It does affect you in some ways, especially getting over a wall.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you can do it. I know you can do it.
Yeah. No.
But you gotta want to do it.
Yeah, I gotta want to. I'll just keep turning wrenches, dude, until I can't turn wrenches anymore, man.
But yeah, we need some people, man. So get on that website,
CityAbilene.org.
.org, and I just pulled up City of Abilene.
Just Google it; it'll come on.
Google it and look for jobs and look for police, and it says right there, 1 week left for this next coming academy that's going to be starting.
Well, dude, thank you for coming on, Darrin.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for your service, and thank you for taking care of the local community, brother.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
And we out. Ooh, look, people were trying to talk to us, dude. I didn't even have it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know there was people watching.
If I don't get in trouble for anything I say.
That's my daddy.
Dad! Hey, Dad! So when did you start doing this? Just like recently, right?
Just recently, man.
Yeah.